Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And I gotta say, I had a really weird dream a few nights ago. And sometimes when I have weird dreams, I post them on Twitter. And this one was kind of strange because it was about, like, fictional characters from, like, horror movies and TV shows. And I almost thought, like, I should take what I wrote on Twitter and put it on, like, the fan fiction website or, like, the subreddit for one of these TV shows or movies as like a work of fan art. But I realized, like, are dreams actually, like, fiction? If I wrote down a truthful transcription of the images and the sounds and the experiences in my brain, like, I'm just basically recording a hallucination. And I know that hallucinations are not factual. That is a big, crucial thing about hallucinations they teach you in school, at least if you go to a good one. But, like, I don't know if anything that is counterfactual is definitively fictional, right? Maybe it's just weird. So, anyway, here's the basic concept of the dream. So, there are several different, like, Japanese horror movies where there are, like, evil spirits that you can accidentally wake up and they'll, like, start stalking you and eventually kill you. And in my dream, I had accidentally awoken two distinctly different but notably persistent and murderous evil spirits, Sadako and Kayako. And I was... like, I remember in the dream thinking to myself, I'm just like, okay, I've seen a lot of movies with both of these guys in it. There are ways that, like, they follow certain rules, and I'm smart enough that I can probably figure out a way to escape them, but it's going to take all night, and then I'm going to be too tired to go to work in the morning. And so, you know, I'm trying all these different things in the dream to escape these fictional spirits or what have you. And I realize at a certain point, I'm just like, I'm in over my head. And I yell the only thing that I can think of, which is the name of another fictional character, because this is a dream, right? Like, you know, if I can accidentally summon two murderous spirits, maybe I can summon somebody helpful. And so I yell out Janet, which is the name of the helpful afterlife assistant from The Good Place. She's kind of like, basically the purpose of The Good Place is it takes place in the afterlife. And there's just this kind of representation of the underpinning reality of the afterlife called Janet. If you want something like, Janet, I'd like to go on a sailboat now. Janet can, you know, show you or take you to a place and just create a sailboat out of thin air. But every time that the characters summon Janet, she always appears, like, behind them or, like, the opposite direction of where they're looking. And it's a great visual gag that recurs throughout the series. Like, somebody will, like, turn to their left and go, Janet, and then Janet will, like, pop in on their right and be like, hi, you know, what do you need? That sort of thing. And so in my dream, I'm watching, like, let's go in here because this is like a tunnel. I'm watching one of the evil spirits is, like, crawling on the floor toward me, and the other one is, like, coming out of the ceiling, like, crawling toward me on the ceiling. And I yell for Janet, and instead of appearing behind me or something like Janet normally would in the show, she just appears, like, directly in front of me, like this close. And it's just like her face is, like, right there. And in my dream, I just started screaming and screaming because, like, even though I was, like, you know, rationally upset that two murderous ghosts were slowly approaching me, just having this face suddenly appear out of nothing directly in front of me was just so gut-wrenchingly, like, wrong and frightening. Even though Janet is helpful and good, like, on a gut level, I just started screaming, and I couldn't stop screaming at first. And, like, when I, like, on reflection in the morning, I'm kind of like, man, I'm amazed I wasn't, like, actually screaming to wake up my wife, because it was, like, really visceral, and it felt real. So once I kind of calmed down and stopped screaming, I'm like panicked. I'm like, Janet, those two are trying to kill me. Can you stop them so I can get some sleep? And the Janet in the show is very professional and polite and helpful, and she just goes, says something a lot like, sure thing, and then she just disappears along with both of them. Like all three of them disappear simultaneously, and then so let's go ahead and break this. So she disappears, and then she pops back in, but like further away, like a second later, and says, anything else I can help you with? And I'm like, no, thank you, Janet. And she's like, okay, have a good night. And then I woke up fully rested, like in the morning after that. In fact, I was like sleeping so soundly, my wife had to like shake me because I couldn't hear my alarm. But yeah, it was just such a interesting dream to me on a lot of levels. Because for one thing, the idea of both of the evil spirits Sadako and Kayako appearing in the same film has actually come up so often in online arguments that they actually made a film, Sadako versus Kayako. So we've seen how that goes. It's actually I liked it. But Sadako versus Kayako versus Janet is just really funny to me. In a way, Janet's almost like the One Punch Man of like spirit type things, because just if there was a problem, Janet would just solve it, So I thought that was interesting, kind of from a storytelling perspective, that my brain would jump to that. But also, I was actually scared when I woke up that I thought like, okay, so there was a point in this dream where a person who has somehow managed to accidentally summon and anger two different evil spirits, basically within like an hour of each other. I managed to actually be that dumb and like lack that much foresight. I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, I'm a pretty smart guy. I can solve this by myself if I just spend enough time on it. It's like, this is not a healthy thing to think. Which, I mean, I know it's dream logic, but part of me is just kind of like, maybe I take that approach to too many problems, where I'm just like, oh, I can figure it out if I just put my mind to it. But really, I should be putting not just my mind to it, but I should be reaching out to people who I know and trust and getting their read on things and seeing, maybe what else is out there and, accepting whatever they want to contribute. So, I'm looking at this and I realize we should probably go ahead and get that garden updated on the map there. But anyway, so I don't know. It seems like there is probably something to this in terms of, for one thing, I should not be so overconfident. For another thing, just a series of movies where Janet from The Good Place fights monsters. I don't know. Whoa, how did I pop that out, but it's still there? Okay. Well, that's disconcerting, but we'll come back and deal with that in a minute. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Maybe when the chunk unloads and reloads, it'll fix itself. Dang it. I fixed my elytra. Why is this? Okay. I believe it be. What? Is the server just dead? Okay, so if the server was actually dead, I wouldn't have been able to pick up the map. So, okay, we're gonna go for a walk. Hopefully not into the lava, hopefully not into the lava, hopefully not into the lava. Well, it wasn't into the lava. Good news there. Anyway, yeah, I just feel like maybe this is a story I should share with other people, so I'm sharing it with you. If you guys have strong thoughts about whether or not this counts as fiction, I would love to hear them in the comments. Whether it counts as... See, I feel like if it does count as fiction, it should definitely count as fan fiction, because I am a fan of all of these shows. So, but like, this is more fan sleepy time hallucination. Like, maybe that should be its own genre. People just share the dreams they have about Star Trek instead of writing their own stories. Because, like, if you spend all your time workshopping a story, you're going to get a very different result than if you pass out and vividly hallucinate it, you know? So, I don't know. Where was I? We need to get this map set up. Okay, there we go. It looks like we're close enough now. We've got the path in there. Oh, wow, the little flowers actually, and the tall grass, this actually looks a lot better. I might have to go grab all 4 of those maps. Now, here's the question. Does my Elytra not work from anywhere? Because, like, if we scale one of these towers and jump off, are we going to take a big hit or a little hit? I will find out. Alrighty, so we are up here. We're going to try and time this, so if we don't Elytra, we'll just land on that ledge, which I think I can survive. The Elytra did not work. Well, I could definitely survive it. I'm still getting hungry. What is going on? Okay. Well, anyway. That is so strange, because there are monsters working, ender pearls are functioning, but for some reason just the Elytra will not engage. Dang it. So strange. I've seen nothing like it, guys. I've seen nothing like it. Also, how are there not mobs just like all over the place here? And I'm not taking fall damage either. I feel like I should be taking fall damage. Maybe, let's disconnect from the server and reconnect. Maybe I'm already dead and I don't realize it. Well, huh. Surprisingly not already dead. Surprisingly no damage taken. But we were able to fly. So there's that. Okay. So, now that we have been able to fly, and we've determined, it looks like that fixed our item frame problem there, we should probably actually grab the other quadrants and get their maps updated as well, because, like, this just looks way cooler now. Oh, you know what I should have done? Here, look at this, guys. Boom. This is the way to do it. Pa-da-bum. So we will just grab these 3 maps. Ender Pearl away. No, not Ender Pearl. Fly! Fly higher. Okay. That about does it, actually. Boom. So we can just take these maps and replace them. Now, I was going to take an Ender Pearl and throw it to the top of that pillar, but I realize now I've set up a ladder. Thanks, Past Joe. You actually did something nice for your future self, which is almost unheard of. Oh, man. Look at this. This looks so much better now. I'm actually really excited about that, because I never liked how those courtyards looked on the maps, and now it's really come together nicely. So, that's sweet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just pop this out here. And, yeah. Well, I was going to go ahead and create a place, like a trophy room to put my light blue banner and my cake and my Easter egg hunt winner medallion in. But, you know what? I think this is probably as good a place as any to just end this episode, since we've accomplished something with our map, and we've talked about our vivid dream times. So, anyway, feel free, like I said, to weigh in with your ideas about whether or not dreams count as fiction in the comments below. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. And follow your dreams. Actually, don't follow your dreams if they involve summoning demons or evil spirits. And don't follow terrible dreams.